Let's see if this works. It looks good. All right. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. So I was curious to like how I'll just include this in the conversation because it's funny since it's like the first recording this way. Because like if I recorded with like these DSLRs, like I did with Steve, for example, I was just killing the cameras. Like once you pass 30 minutes on a DSLR, it just overheats and like kills the sensor.
Oh God.
So this is like recording through OBS, and I was like, how the hell do you record two different scenes at the same time? And they were just like, open OBS twice and record. And I was like, all right.
Ooh.
I was like, sick, perfect. And then like once I'll edit, I'll like see if like my buddy does like motion graphics, 2D motion graphics. So see if I can get like names coming in or something like something fun. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
I stole your
I
coat.
don't know what the hell you're talking about. It sounds good though.
All right. Also, how long have you been in Columbus?
So I was born here,
Oh fuck yeah.
but I moved. Um, I've lived in Atlanta, and then we also moved to Chicago like right before the pandemic.
Man, that's excellent timing.
So yeah, we got to experience Chicago in our house
Yeah, that's
for
great.
2 years, and then we're like, let's go back to Ohio since this could just last forever.
It did feel never ending for a while. I feel like the people that didn't like approach it in a serious manner made it feel longer. Like all
Yeah.
like the outcry, like why do I have to put a mask over my nose? I'm just like, just put it on. Put it over your face.
I think for me, I'm like, I kind of lean paranoid. So I'm like, if there are no downsides to doing it, I'm gonna do it. Maybe it doesn't do anything, but I still wear masks in like grocery stores, large events,
Oh yeah, sure.
because I want to. But it's just weird that people were like, no, because I don't feel like it.
Yeah, it's like it's inconveniencing my trip to Kroger. I'm just like, relax, put it on.
I don't know. To me, there's so many more positives because it's
Honestly,
like you look kind of hot, covering half your face.
yeah, everyone looks good all of a sudden.
Yeah. I'm like, why would you not want to do this?
Also, like even minus COVID, I didn't get sick like one time during that period. Just I feel like from having the mask on my face,
Oh, right.
like at all. Like it was like this is great. Like I'm just gonna wear it so much, just because I never got sick.
Yeah. I'm trying to think the last time I was sick actually. I think I got a terrible flu right before COVID. Um, but I can't remember being that sick ever again, and it might just be because I wear a mask every.
Yeah, I was like, I got it like literally in its final months, and it lasted for like 3 days. It was like right when yeah, like at the end when everyone was like masks off. I was like, all right, fine, and then I got it like shortly after. But like it only lasted 3 days, and like the first day was like the worst part. I just got like I was at work and I had like vertigo, and I was like, this is weird. And I was like, I'm going home. And then like I just like got super worse, like sore throat, cold, fever, and then like the next day I was like kind of okay. It was like really fast.
You must have a good immune system.
Dude, it's probably because like I'm a trash can, like I'll eat anything kind of vibe. So I probably just introduce all the craziest bacteria to my system frequently.
That's what I do all the time. Sometimes I just pick up stuff off the ground right in the mouth.
Of course.
I try not to do that anymore because my girlfriend doesn't like it. But one time I did find like some tweezers on the ground, and then I was kind of playing around, talking, and then I had something in my tooth, so
Oh, you use them?
I didn't do it on purpose, but it was. I'm like, okay, see, this is too far. I put it like on my tooth,
That's incredible. That's like a superpower.
but I haven't had COVID since.
Yeah, who knows? You're probably gonna turn into Spider-Man at some point. I think that's how that story started. I used like these trash tweezers. I wonder what superhero that would be.
um,
Trying to think.
well, I like night. Maybe I would be some kind of a creepy crawly. And I do like digging through the trash.
Dude, there's always some bangers. You ever do CCAD trash on move out
No.
day? Oh my god, you trying to get like $900 in free supplies for fun?
Yes.
Yeah, all those kids they throw all their supplies in the trash.
When do they?
It's like May, June.
Shit.
Also, if you need like a ton of free furniture, like OSU does it too, just go to their move outs. I'll like literally go as they're moving out and like just go snag things.
Ooh.
There's bangers, but CCAD is like the sweet spot. Like with no remorse for the environment, like oil paints, like everything, just in the trash.
Oh God. Why don't they want it?
I don't know. I do not know.
Cause
Maybe it's not something that like they like. I don't know. When I first thought about it, I was like, I'm imagining it's like first years that like they're well yeah that and like they're like this isn't even what I was like coming here for. Like they're coming for like 3D animation, but they had to take like a painting class for some reason.
That makes a lot of sense. That's probably what it is. That's funny. Yeah, in Chicago, I don't know if I was allowed to be in the group. It was like the SAIC art exchange.
Mhm.
I think you're supposed to be a
Like
college student,
That's
but
fair.
I didn't realize that until they had already accepted me into it. So,
I'll just write it out.
well, because otherwise it goes in the trash.
Mhm.
I'm like, I'm not trying to take it from other people. It's just people would say, I'm gonna leave this by the dumpster. Come and get it.
I'm like, all right.
So I got like,
I live outside. I'm right there. I found tweezers too.
I got like huge screens for screen printing.
Oh shit! Nice.
Like what are those like cellophane bags to put prints in?
Oh, nice.
So many tubes of paint, canvases. Somebody gave me like a brand new body pillow, like a huge body pillow this big.
With the waifu pillowcase on it.
That's my girlfriend. That's who I was talking about earlier.
Yeah. It's the pillow for sure. But, dude, I love that shit. It makes me laugh so hard.
I miss it. Well, I actually went to OSU campus when they were moving out, and I couldn't find the damn dumpster.
Really?
Yeah, I drove all the way. I was like, I must not be in the right spot.
I was like, because it's not even just like at least on move out day when I've experienced, it's not like the casual, like just green ones. Like they bring like the ones that you can take on like a semi truck.
Ooh.
Like long. Like I was excavating. I was traversing through the trash can for sure. Mostly it's like crap. It's like Target furniture and like $10 lamps. But like occasionally there's a banger in there.
I follow all sorts of dumpster diving groups on pretty much every social media platform, and it's like a passion.
Yeah. Have you done the half price books ones too?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I used to get every time I'd see a VHS copy of Spice World. You ever seen that?
Dude, it was my favorite movie when I was
Shut
5
up,
years.
are you serious?
Dude, my mom will adamantly tell that story frequently. It's also like one of the worst movies ever made, too, as well. Dude, it's so bad.
Watch it again. It's good. I checked.
I watched and I was like, that alien scene that I just repressed, I didn't even remember it happening.
Yeah, that part was
I was just
confusing.
like, what is going on right now? Dude, I felt the same way. I just remember like ruining my childhood because like I just loved the movie Holes growing up.
Oh yeah.
And then
is it bad? I haven't seen it in much.
It's so bad.
No, why? Wait, which part? It's good, I think.
Well, I guess probably the biggest reason, like, there was just too many laughable parts. At least as an adult. Well, when we rewatched, I think I was like 24, 25. So we were probably like stoned too. But like, what? Number one, that's too damn bad scene is one of the funniest fucking things ever. Or when like Patricia Arquette like sees Sam get shot like on the boat and she's like, Sam!
That's where that's too damn bad is from?
Yeah, where she's like, I'm tired, Grandpa! And he's like, that's too damn bad!
Oh, I've heard people say that. I didn't connect it to that. That's
Oh my-
hilarious.
It's incredible. As like an adult, as a kid, I was like, this is game changing. I want to be Zero so bad.
Yeah.
I am Zero. But as an adult, it just didn't. It just did click. As at least someone that like, I don't know. I just love movies, and now I'm like the fancy Pooh Bear meme where it's like it needs to be a film, like kind of vibe. So it just doesn't hit the same as I'm like. I probably like watched it like right after watching like this Russian indie film from the 70s that was like iconic, and I'm like actively comparing it to the movie Holes for some reason.
Well, it's kind of funny to think about because you were a kid, so
Yeah.
you didn't know what the hell.
Yeah, like
Just
what
like-
is good movies?
Whatever anybody's doing sounds good to me because I have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah. What a phase too. What a time to be a child too. Like we had like new metal and like Holes.
What's new metal? I don't know.
It's like fucking Limp Bizkit. Like NU metal. Wait, have you not listened to Limp Bizkit?
I'm familiar with.
Or like Korn. Like Korn is new metal. Like that was the popular music in like early 2000s.
Incubus, but some of them
Yeah, there's
are-
some bangers.
Yeah, like some is
Like
good.
oh yeah, like fucking Modest Mouse, Interpol. Like there's good bands, but like the popular like bands were like Korn.
I couldn't tell you a Korn song. I don't know.
I know like one. It's just like not great. It's like okay. But I don't know.
Well, one because we were talking about Spider-Man. I
Oh, yeah.
watched that recently, and that is just as good as I remember it.
Like the first one, Tobey Maguire. When he was saying like abracadabra and shit.
Yeah, that's a classic.
When he's testing out the web. I remember like someone bringing it because I worked at a movie theater, of course, when I was like 18, and like there was of course like some dude that was like 30 that had no business like working there that was like super into movies, and I remember he like enlightened me because I didn't even think about it, and he was just like the webs just came out of his hands, and it pissed me off. And I was like, I didn't even think about that.
I thought it was coming out of his wrist.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, it just comes out of his arm. But, like,
What does he want?
in the comic, and all, like, the authentic, like, it comes out in, like, the new movies, too, but he has, like, a thing, like, a device that shoots webs. Yeah,
What?
yes. Like, he was, like, he actually me, essentially, like, working vending at Marcus Crosswoods, like, 10 years ago. I'm like, dude, I'm 18. You're ruining fucking Spider-Man for me right now.
So he's mad because he's like a comic book nerd and he wants it to be true to.
Yeah, he's just like, it wasn't authentic, and I'm just like, all right, guy.
I wonder why they did it like that.
Dude, I don't know, because Sam Raimi does what he wants. It's like, I don't give a fuck. It's coming out of his hand. I don't give a shit.
Maybe it's easier for. I don't know. That seems like it would be more difficult
Yeah,
to
like
make it seem like it was coming from his skin rather than just having like a.
yeah, and as a kid, I
apparatus.
didn't question it. I was 9. I was just like, oh, it's just coming out of him. Checks out. That's fine.
I mean,
He's a superhero. What am I gonna discredit this? Like, this doesn't check out to me. He's swinging from buildings right now.
well, isn't it supposed to be kind of suspension of disbelief too? Because
Absolutely, for sure. Yeah, like going back to it, I'm like, he was arguing a superhero movie to me, to an 18-year-old. I was like, shit, all right.
yeah, he's also waiting for that.
Yeah, he
He's
had
like,
he had
"This
that
is
in
why
the
I got
chamber.
this job.
Yeah, he had it in the chamber ready to go. He's been musing on that for like years at this point. And it's probably not the first time he told someone in like a 4-week period. Oh yeah, what's your go-to movies? What's the top 4 in the letterbox right now?
Okay, I have a letterbox, but I always forget to use it
The worst.
because
I do too.
I need like, well, it's just like any social media thing. You need to have at least one other friend on there that's interacting with you for you to
Actively use it.
remember to do it. I think my top I think my favorite movie is Adaptation.
The banger. Nicolas Cage. Good Nicolas Cage.
He wasn't even on my radar until that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He did such a good job in it. I love all those, like Being John Malkovich,
Also
Eternal
banger.
Sunshine.
Dude, of course. Eternal
Real
Sunshine.
sad.
In my top 4 for sure. If you like sad movies, we're in the right place. That's like my go-to.
I like lots of different kinds of movies, but I did watch Hereditary, and I was like, oh, I never want to watch anything scary ever again, it turns out. I never want...
You don't enjoy it? I like thrive off of it.
Like, I watched, I think Midsummer is the one where her whole family's dead at the beginning. I was like, actually, I want to watch...
Did you get to the scene where that dude just like free fall off the cliff?
Yeah,
and
I
like
did.
Exploded?
And I don't need that in my life. I don't want that anymore.
No, you had no imagination in that scene. It just showed everything. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know what... to what end? Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
It's like, I feel like he honestly speaks to me sometimes, because like how much I like normalized crazy shit on the, like, from watching terrible things on the internet.
Right.
I'm just like, this lets me feel something. I need to watch someone explode to be like shocked or like moved in some kind of way.
I don't want that. I want to watch Meryl Streep like giggle on a bed and talk to somebody on the phone. I don't want anyone dying. Well, I guess somebody does die at the end of that movie. But
I love man, Devil Wears Prada. That's a banger.
See, that's what I want. I want to shop at TJ Maxx. I'm just kidding. I don't shop at TJ Maxx.
Dude, I fucking will. I'll get jeans there. I get Walmart jeans.
Normie vibes. I don't want sad, creepy. My sister's head pops off in the car. I don't want it anymore.
I'm like the worst. I'm to be honest. It was it was so silent in the movie theater, but like when the kid like turned back and like was just like, it didn't happen. I like was just like, I was just like, what the?
Because we're not supposed to be watching stuff like that.
You just pretended it didn't happen.
But doesn't that like eat away at you when you think about that? Because isn't that how a lot of people would react? Just
Probably.
Go to bed.
Yeah, just like that
I
didn't
can't
happen.
hold this within my body. I'm just going to sleep. Disturbing.
It was nuts. I was not ready for it either. I like, of course, saw it in theaters. Like no one had anything. It was the first day, and I was just like, damn, I did not think she was gonna die so quickly. That was like my first thought. I was like, damn, it's so quick. She just got blasted by a telephone pole. Crazy.
I really like Toni Collette.
Oh, she is
so I watched
amazing.
It for her, and then that's when I was like, this is enough, because now when I think of Toni Collette, I just think of her sawing her head off. It's not right.
It's great.
My mom was super religious, and she always said the demons get in your brain through watching movies like that. And I was like, you're insane, Mom. She's right.
I think so.
They do. They're in there
Dude, from
now.
all the things I've watched, I don't even know. It's like, it's one of those things I feel like I'm so like mute emotionally when it comes to like crazy tragic events.
That's
like,
fucked up.
Probably from things like that. I've even talked to therapists about it, and we've even like gone through so many personal issues of mine to me to just be like, I guess this is just, it's like, I didn't like get better. It's like me just like acknowledging how I think and being more comfortable as I am.
That's kind of an interesting way to think about it, because I do kind of wonder the people that search that out specifically, like what's going on.
Yeah, and it's, at least after I started medication, it was just like, I just became like a more mute person, I guess, emotionally. So I don't know if it like, I just don't care as much. I feel like before I was thinking about it more often, like how I felt. But after medication, I'm just like more at peace with it, I guess. But it's like weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not right. Whatever I'm on isn't right, but it's like fine, so I haven't changed it.
Jeez, that's hard.
Dude, it's weird. I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. It's like, it's always a job for tomorrow, John, not now. And then it ends up being next year, John. So at least whenever that time comes, I'll figure it out.
I mean, the other thing is sounds like you're doing what you can, you know, that's good.
Yeah, at least as much as I can. But it's like I haven't gone in like, man, it's been like a year and a half. I used to go like monthly, but I don't know. And then I don't know, it took me forever to find someone I actually like enjoyed
Right.
talking to as well, which was like an annoying part of the process.
Yeah.
But I understand that's how it is. Like the only, as bad as it sounds, like when I was going through the process, I don't know if it's right or wrong, or if this can be right or wrong. I just wanted them to be less like agreeable to like what I was doing.
Oh.
Like I wanted like more pushback, I guess. And I don't know if that's necessarily right or wrong. But I wanted to like kind of talk out like certain sequences and problems and being like I wanted like a constructive viewpoint versus like exclusively those feelings are valid.
Right.
And I was
That
like
makes sense.
that didn't really help me.
Oof. Can you give feedback to? I've never had a therapist. Can you be like, you're not really doing what I want you?
Oh yeah. And most of them are cool. I mean, it's not like I'll be like, this sucked. 0 out of 5 stars on whatever platform I'm sure therapists are on. I would just be like, I don't know if I felt like the connection I wanted to with this. So then I would just like move on to someone next in the lineup. I would just go through my provider list and kind of give them the old test drive. Nothing like a therapy test drive.
So, for me, I always think about, like, did you have different gendered therapists?
Yeah.
Or did you search out? 'Cause
I kind of did both. Like, I would test out both.
Did you find one was
Yeah, usually
better than the other?
I felt like, not that I would want to like put one above the other, but I felt like my connections typically were more. It was easier to talk to women. I'm not sure as to exactly why.
Interesting.
I'm not sure, but at least in my personal anecdotal experience, I felt like women were easier to talk to. And
Yeah.
it varies. And sometimes I don't have like any like actual like justification. Sometimes it's just like a vibe. Like it's like I don't know. It's not like I don't know. I don't like Julia Roberts for no reason. Like I literally have no reason to not like her, but for some reason I don't like her. She's in great things too, and I'm just like I don't know. It's not doing anything for me. I feel like the same way about that.
That's so funny. I feel that way about Jennifer Garner. Every time she pops up in a movie, I'm like, oh man,
Dude, that's
I'm
because
still gonna watch it, but I'm gonna. Be
she's so Wonder Bread. It's like upsetting. I hate it.
I like Jennifer Roberts, Julia Roberts, because I love people with giant mouths,
She does have a big mouth.
and she's almost like she seems like she's annoying, but kind of in a hot way. I like her,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
but
And
maybe
it's
just
conflicting because she's in like so many Richard Gere movies as well, and Richard Gere's the fucking dude.
you like Richard Gere.
Dude, absolutely. He's the man.
Well, give me what's your favorite movie?
Dude, Mothman probably.
Oh, hell yeah, brother!
Yeah, it's a banger.
That is
Primal
a
Fear?
great movie.
Also a banger. If you haven't watched Primal Fear, Insano style. It's so good.
Fear,
Edward Norton's in it. He's like on Richard Gere's like a lawyer, and Edward Norton's like trying to plead insanity for having different personalities.
Whoa,
So good. It's like one of Ed Norton's like first movies too. It's so good.
I love him. It's great.
He's like a giant asshole apparently, but he's so good. So it's like, what can you do? Like John Lennon beat up people. It's like I still like the Beatles. It's fine. What can I do? I'll still watch Midnight in Paris from Woody Allen too. It's like I can't draw the line when it comes to movies, unfortunately.
You're about to get canceled, bro. About to get canceled.
Probably, dude. Woody Allen's a creep. I fully acknowledge it. Very strong, strange individual.
To me, like you watch Annie Hall back, you're like, this isn't quirky. This is annoying.
That's because he just is annoying.
Yeah, he.
But
is.
like sometimes it hits right. Some of his dialogue is clean, but yes, he's very annoying.
Yeah. It feels like one of those things where, oh, it's actually the other person is more interesting, and the way that he's so timid and he's like, I don't know what to do. Should I date my own daughter? I guess, is that okay, you guys?
I'm gonna date my own adopted daughter. I just really want to know like how it started. I want because I haven't looked into details. It had to have been like some kind of weird grooming thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Dude, my dad, I don't even know why he like actively defends it. He's just like, that's not real. I'm like, all right. He's so crispy though. My dad's old, so he's like, it's really weird. He's, it's such a strange political perspective, but he is like an MSNBC dad that still has like weird perspectives for certain things that you can tell he's a dated person. Like there's still that closeted like strange racism that's still there, but he's like heavy on people having rights. It's very conflicting and bizarre. And I just roll with it. I'm just like, whatever, man.
He doesn't even know.
Dude, he doesn't probably.
Maybe he, like, my dad reads a blog that he's been reading for a long time, and I think that that's kind of where he gets a lot of his opinions about stuff,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is cute. And it reminds me kind of like a religion or something. It's
Sure.
nice to have something to touch base with instead of feeling like you're just flailing through the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also question it because, again, I grew up in a very religious environment, and
Mhm.
so I'm always like side eyeing. My green flag is when people say, "Think for yourself." You know, I don't want somebody to tell me what to do.
But it's like most people have like just some regurgitated opinion of like whatever they're typically in front of.
Yeah, which is so interesting because there's such a huge fight on. Oh, there's everybody that watches Fox News is such an idiot, but everybody that watches the other one isn't, or something.
Dude,
I'm
they're
like,
all
bro,
idiots.
it's the same thing.
Dude, my dad's like addicted. He like will never not be watching it.
Isn't that interesting though?
It's
Because that's kind of that
crazy.
that age group specifically seems to be pulled in
By like scare, like just fear.
fear.
Yeah, just fear like blasted into him. I don't know why. I mean, it's one of those things where I can be like, oh, that's crazy, but like I watch Hassan Piker like every day, so it's
Who's
like
that?
he's a Twitch streamer, but he's like a socialist Democrat, kind of communist, but it just will talk about the news all the time. Or Sam Cedar. Like I'll still watch that stuff. It's just like whatever the new form it is, but it's like I'm not like attached to it.
But what if the older you get,
I'm just like always watching it.
well, what if we're all doomed to repeat the same patterns?
Could be. But like with strange like social changes throughout the years.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what I appreciate about this um, particular thing that you're doing. Like you mentioned, is it's nice to, instead of just complaining about stuff all the time, it's like, oh, this is what I want, so I'm gonna attempt to do it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
I sat on it for a while. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And then I was just like, fuck it.
I like the whole, I don't even know what, because it's like, there's so much potential to what it could be. I really like.
Yeah. I just want to do like I want like more of course like serious conversations and I want to know about people's art and stuff too, but like I feel like there should be a space for more like casual like just chopping it up kind of things too as well. And like I don't know, I want to do silly shit too. Like
Right.
one stream, my previous studio mate Austin Tolliver, we just like drank White Claws and made stuff on Kid Pics for like 2.5 hours on stream, and it was incredible.
Is that the thing from back in the day? On
Oh
the
my
computer?
god, yeah, I'll show you a screenshot real fast. But yeah, that was like something like a show or like a concept I wanted to do is take someone that's like a serious fine artist and like make them make things on kid pics for like an hour. I feel like that would just be a fun way to approach like silly things. And I was like, my next silly thing I think I want to do, I want to get like a giant like roll of canvas and like try to make like a good painting with like a broom and like a few cans of paint and just like do something crazy and massive with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like different things to approach to it.
I love that. It's important, you know. I think that my experience is I'm noticing a lot of artists like having a really hard time just even connecting to like it's everything is so connected to money nowadays, or at least presenting yourself like
you're a brand.
yeah, or that you're successful, whatever it is. And everybody behind the scenes seems really stressed out and
Yeah.
like questioning everything about themselves. And I'm like, but which I don't think is wrong. Like that's what we should be doing. You know, it's not bad to do self-reflection, but
Sure.
when you're scared to just make a piece without thinking about how you're gonna sell it or something, I'm like, you're on the wrong path, my friend.
No, it's like even from like my story earlier, I was like, for the longest time, I was like doing like those lips over and over. I was like, I did something right. This is right, and the only like the end result was that I was doing the wrong thing, and it just felt weird and wrong. So it's like I now am in a search of what that right thing is, I suppose. So it's like I constantly expose myself to like new things and like try to find ways to even incorporate it back in some kind of way.
I love that. But I mean, this kind of stuff is really important. I think even just the simple, you know, the freedom that you give to have it be whatever it turns into is, I don't know, very refreshing.
Yeah, and it's like this isn't making any money. It's just like for fun, honestly, right now. I mean, if it turns into something, great. That's sick. But like I don't think I'll ever be in a place where I change like anything. It's like I just wanted to like I don't know, either continuously evolve in like a good way or I don't know, introduce more things.
It's cool too, because I don't know person's name, Crying Pigeon.
Yeah. Oh, Elena?
After I started following you, and then there was another person too. It's like a red and blue painting.
Was it Joe? Was it big? Small.
Maybe it was so beautiful, flamboyant.
Oh, yes, Logan.
I was like, Jesus Christ. You pick good people for this.
Dude,
this art is beautiful.
He specifically is incredibly talented, and I feel like, at least from the conversation that we have, like I feel like almost he doesn't fully realize it yet, which is very like cool and interesting to me. It's like so Austin like started this other group to like bring artists together too, and we just had like I don't know, we were vibing, we were just making whatever in like 700 Brighton, and he did like a casual sketch for like 30 minutes, and it was like one of the best things I've ever seen.
Ooh.
And luckily it was in my sketchbook too, and he was like, you can just have it, and I was like, thank you. It's incredible. But yeah, it's like when I approached like I did Scrawl one year, and I remember I was like, I'm not gonna do anything like I normally do. So I did like this different style thing, and of course it like just stressed me out. I was trying to do this thing where like I took like a photo and then just like made it like 20 by 20 pixels. So it's like when you were up close to it, it just like the fuck am I looking at? But like when you step back, it was like crazy. It looked really cool.
Ooh.
And the first day, I was trying to be so like perfect, like in the lines, clean, and I like didn't even get halfway the first day.
Yeah.
And I was like, and of course, the first day all my friends came, and like I was trying to be like, this is sick. I love this, and I was like internal like panicking on the inside. The next day though, I don't know if it was like the Starbies was hitting different in my tummy or something, but like I knocked it out in like 2 hours. Ooh. And it was like I just got to cruise the rest. I was like, I'm not even looking at my thing for like the rest of the time period. But it was a fun experience, and that's what I kind of want to introduce to this. It's like a place that's comfortable to like, of course you can do what you like to do, or if you have a game plan, but like to, I don't know, create the freedom to like just vibe, just do whatever.
Yeah, it's good to stimulate the neural pathways. You gotta have, because like I said, I was nervous because I didn't really know if it was gonna be me trying to decide what I'm supposed to talk about this whole time, or if you're gonna be grilling me with questions, or just total silence. So I was like, ugh.
Just vibes. I was like, well, of course we can talk about art, or like fucking artists that you dig recently, or like maybe experiences at Gallery 83. Because I haven't like messed with them recently. I was like, it's so crazy that I went to their shows when I was like a kid, and then like it like died for like I don't even know how many years, and then it came back, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, that's why I really like being back in Columbus, because I do have so many past connections, and the city is really cool for like basically doing whatever the hell you want. I mean, just comparatively to someplace like Chicago, where everything is so established there, which has its own pros. But here, there's so many little communities everywhere.
It's great.
And people are a lot less snobby, because we're from the Midwest. We're like, well...
It's like, I feel like we're snobby about like weird things though. Like our fans when it comes to football are so mean for no reason.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I was like, I'm not a huge football fan, but like when I was 18, like we were getting hammered and going to the games, and people were so like 50-year-old men, like so angry.
At who?
Dude, everyone. I don't know why. Probably like their wives or work or something, but like we're taking it out on the football game. It was crazy. Dude, and we were just degenerates. Like we were like taping bags of Franzia to our back walking in, and just getting like destroyed on like the worst wine possible during a hot football game. Ugh. But it's like I feel like people are so passionate about like the weirdest shit here, like football of all things, like a game designed for children that like adults play. It's insane to me.
I think it makes sense because just like me, they're probably searching for community,
absolutely,
an outlet for your anger. What else am I searching?
They need a hobby. That's what they need.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when you wait, like when you're like, fuck yeah, football season, I've been waiting all year. I'm like, damn, I'm really sorry to hear that.
It's so funny because I just don't think about it. It's not even that I have an opinion. The only time it affects me is if I'm on High Street.
Yeah, so say you're driving on 315 at like noon.
But other than that, I'm like, all right. I mean, if you really want to talk about football, the problem is they bang their heads so many times that they get that, what's it called?
Yeah, CTE.
Yes. We should be talking about this.
Actively. But everyone's like,
but there's so much money.
But my things to do on Sunday and Saturday, I need those.
Well,
no, it's terrible. They've even made like countless improvements to like the helmet design, basically kind of like almost mimic how cars collapse to improve. Because it's crazy. Like a car in the 50s, like if you took that car, drove 40 miles an hour into like a Honda Fit, you would like tear it into shrapnel. Mainly because it collapses to like take that impact off of like your body inside the car. So like these helmets have like these interesting grooves and friction points that just like bend in. Ooh. But they're still getting CTE. And it's like when I saw like a quarterback on the Dolphins or whatever, he got like nailed in the head. And I can't remember what it's called, but like when you get like crazy concussion symptoms, you like lose like control, and he'll just like he was just doing this.
No, I've seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen. I saw a video of a person that got in a bar fight, and he got knocked back on his head, and all of his limbs started to curl up. And it pops in my head sometimes, like Hereditary.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't play football. It's all right.
No.
It's pretty bad.
Well,
and then you think about like UFC, and I'm like, those dudes are. Like Muhammad Ali had like crazy Parkinson's before he passed away.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was bad.
But it's almost like a lottery because they're like, oh, I'll risk it because I could make millions of dollars a year.
And like typically it's always like fighters from like usually they're underprivileged like people traditionally.
Right.
So they're like, holy shit. I can like change my entire family just from doing something that I may or may not be good at. That's going to affect me permanently.
Yikes. There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, just play soccer. Soccer's sick.
Soccer is cool.
Have you been to any crew games?
When I was much younger and I liked the part where everybody else sucks.
Yes.
I liked that.
I would highly recommend the new stadium though. It's a blast. Minus like beers that are like $14 a can.
Is it a new?
Yeah,
new place.
Yeah, it's like kind of close to Nationwide now.
So what happened to the other one?
It's just there.
There's nothing in it. Okay, great.
So now we have a cool open stadium that I think they use it for practice sometimes. I think they still do like concerts and events there.
Oh.
But like nothing else. But to be honest, going to a soccer game, getting overpriced Miller Lite and Dirty Franks, and watching soccer is pretty lit.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Soccer rule.
Yeah, it's like, ironically, it's like I never watched it ever. But like, as I've gotten older, it's like become my favorite thing.
Sports are fun. I like playing sports more than watching them.
You play anything like in school?
I played soccer.
Oh,
and basketball. But I can't really do contact sports
there
anymore.
I'm like slowly breaking down, so it's like I try not to, but I still hoop. Also, I loved basketball, but like my body didn't agree that it also loved basketball, and I stopped growing. And I'm like 5'6", so unless I'm trying to be like Muggsy Bogues, like there's not much I can do. Same thing with volleyball. Like volleyball's tons of fun, but like I obviously can't spike it, so it's like I'm just the dude in the back that's digging full time.
I don't understand how people play volleyball because I'm like, is it just my wrists or something? It hurts so bad.
Oh, if anything, like after like, I would say like the first like few sessions feels that way, but once you're like 9 games in, it's like they're almost like calloused.
Really?
It's like when you're riding a bike, like you know when you have like your first ride and like your whole like fucking ass, cheek, taint, the whole area is like sore when you get on it the next day. But if you keep piling through it, it's like you don't even feel it by the end of it.
Huh.
But like, oh my god, riding a bike that first time, and you're like walking like a cowboy for 3 days for some reason.
Yeah,
It's
I can't
awful.
say that I remember that part.
What? Oh my god, I would get so much pain. I like even went through like a sequence of Googling like how do I make this stop, and like everyone's solution was just like it just gets better, and I'm just like, all right, and then it did. I was like, god damn it.
That is so true. And every time I don't play the guitar for a couple of months, I feel bad because I'm like, damn, I lost all that work, all that rough skin. But then it does make you wonder, why is our skin so fucking soft? What would be the point of that? Why can't we be fully calloused so we can really do something?
Yeah, I just want to feel nothing. Remove my nerves. I don't want anything. I injure myself so frequently too. It's like all I want to do is run, and my body's like, nah, you're just gonna get hurt.
That's what the beer is for.
That's true. I've ran after beers, and it's fucking awful. The first like mile, you're like, holy shit, I can run so far, and then after that, you're like, I'm gonna vomit.
You got a bike. That's the trick.
Yeah, biking's sick. Scooters are fun too. It was crazy. I can't remember. It was like one of our friends. She was like torched, and she was like on a bird, one of those bird scooter things, and she like wrecked, and she like dusted her front teeth.
Oh, I'll never get on one of those.
Oh my god, we destroyed the shit out of them when they first came. Like we took them down like fucking 8 stairs, like stair sets and shit, and like destroyed them. But then they like choked the speed. Like you could literally get up to like 25 miles an hour on flat ground. And that was the golden age of the fucking Lime scooter. You could haul ass.
But aren't you nervous that
No,
you'll fall off?
I mean maybe. I'll be fine. I'll bounce up. I guess I'm 30 now. I guess I probably shouldn't think like that, but I don't know. Most of the time I'll be fine. Fingers crossed. Honestly, as long as it doesn't affect my like thin glass Irish teeth, like I'll be fine. Dude, they're so bad. I grind my teeth neurotically too, and I've just like chipped them all down.
Oh, God.
I didn't have a mouth guard for like 5 years, and like so many of my molars are just like flat.
Do you grind them during the day or when you're asleep?
Oh, in my sleep. I have like the Carhartt of mouth guards now to like protect me. And they're like thrashed. It's actually scary looking.
Man.
It sucks. And whenever I forget like my mouth guard, like I'll pass out. It's like my whole next day is ruined.
Do you remember your dreams?
No. None of them actually.
None of your dreams.
It's crazy
and
too.
You're grinding your teeth all night.
Yeah, and it's so if you ever want some crazy dreams, this is the only time I remember them now. I tried to quit smoking with like nicotine patches.
Yeah.
And I would fall asleep with them on. And I looked into it, and apparently it like blends reality and dream world, so it just feels like you're awake when you're on them, like when you fall asleep with it on. And it was actually pretty sick. It was like a real life nightmare. But every dream that I had, every night I passed out with it on. It was just like imagine like a looping GIF of me having all my teeth fall out.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, constantly. It was like over and over.
What the hell?
Yeah, dude. There's some crazy things happening up there that I have not addressed apparently.
Did you say out there or up there?
Out there. Up. I don't even remember at this point.
So do you remember your dreams like when you were younger?
Sometimes. It was mostly always stress related. Like falling. Like I would have that one a lot when I was a kid.
Oof. That's scary.
I mean, to be honest, it's like I had a lot of bizarre things happen in my childhood that I just like. As a kid, you're just like, this is what it is.
Right.
And I just like didn't, I don't know, put it all together, I guess.
Now it's maybe all trapped inside your mind.
I have like a cabinet full of like jars of like weird events that I haven't probably fully addressed.
Dude, that would be a cool painting. You think?
It would be sick.
The imagery is.
Yeah, so really my dreams aren't fun. My partner has like fun dreams.
Oh man. That's rough. Because then it's like, how do you know you're fully getting good sleep?
I just like feel good. Like I can tell immediately how I feel. Like immediately when I wake up, I can tell if it was good or bad.
That's something, I guess. At least it's like maybe not negatively affecting you every day.
Mm-hmm. I'm like one of those people that has like a great day like once every couple months. And most of the time it's just like, it's a day.
Damn.
Pretty nuts.
What does a great day look like to you? Is it just a feeling more than a...
Yeah, it's like I just know. And it's like it's one of those things where it's like I can immediately just tell. It's like the way I feel, my patience level, how I'm communicating with people. It's like a normal thing. Like I'm not actively overthinking things that I'm saying, or I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of the times I don't approach like certain meditative practices that like let me feel fully escaped.
Right.
And I remember I had Betsy Jones on, and we were talking about meditation, and I remember like this thing I said where I was just like, when I was growing up, like my interpretation of meditation was just like whatever the trope was of how it was displayed in media.
Yeah.
And I feel like the only time I've really felt like truly meditating is like when I'm painting and I'm not thinking about anything at all. Like I'm just going and doing, and like I'm just painting whatever at that time and period. I have like music way too loud in my headphones, just like, and I'm like, I don't know. Like when I painted that painting I showed you, it was like the whole time I was just like, I hit that moment. I hit that stride.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like that's exclusively the time where I feel like there's nothing. Or I take mushrooms. Those are always good days.
I was just gonna ask. I was like, you should take some mushrooms.
Actively. I'm a fan. For sure. I like mushrooms a lot more than acid. Acid, I feel like, lasts way too long.
Acid is a young man's drug. That's not for me anymore. I want to be wise and yeah.
I just like how it's like, I don't know, it has like, it's like the perfect set amount of time. And it's like, I don't know, what, like 4 to 6 hours. It's like I start giggly, having fun, then I go into like some weird introspective shit, and then I'll end it with laying on the couch with Midnight Gospel, and then fucking perfect.
What's that?
Oh my god, it's incredible. It's like, do you know who Duncan Trussell is?
No.
Alright, if you have Netflix, or if you're just a pirate, it's called Midnight Gospel. It's on Netflix, and it's just like this animated show, but the animation really has nothing to do with whatever they're talking about. It's like Duncan Trussell having a very in-depth introspective conversation with like experts on like dreams or psychology, and like crazy shit is happening in the background. Like they'll just be walking, they'll be like sailing on a boat and then walking through a mall, and like guns are firing off, but they're just having this casual conversation between one another.
I like that.
It's, I think, like one of the best pieces of media in like a long time.
Ooh.
It's so good.
I gotta watch that. Wait. I'm gonna remember it. Midnight Gospel.
Duncan Trussell. He looks nuts.
He sounds like a football player.
He does, but he's like the opposite. He's like a very like in-depth comedian. Like he's a, I don't know, much more of a thinker that I would expect from a comedian, I guess.
Yeah, I never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, definitely worthwhile. It's such a great thing to end a trip to, too. But, like, I find, and that's, at least if I ever do, like, transition off, like, pharmaceuticals, at least for whatever's happening inside me, I feel like just whenever I, like, microdose, it's, like, a very similar thing. I'll just, like, take, like, a batch and coffee grind them, and then just put them into these, like, little capsule boys. Take, like, 2 or 3, and it's, like, it's a vibe.
I find it hard to do anything other than microdose.
Oh man, you haven't taken a full like.
In my youth, I could easily do it because I didn't have any responsibilities.
That's
but
fair.
Now when I try it, I'm like, I should call my grandma. I need a different job. I don't have enough money. It's like, it's not fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I want to do an intentional
Vision quest.
Yeah, I'm looking for a time when everything's coming up Millhouse and I can do like a bunch of it.
Yeah.
And have a good time. But
what's your delivery method of choice? Do you just slam them?
Well, so I microdose. Like, I don't know if there's an actual amount that you're supposed to do it, but I read it was 4 days on, 2 days off. Sometimes you take like 2 weeks completely off of them. Blah blah blah. I've done the lemon thing where you like soak them in lemon, but then I heard somebody say that that might not be a good idea, so I stopped.
Really? Why?
It was something like, not only did it not actually make it easier to, it was like, oh, maybe the acid is fucking with the I don't know. I'm not
interested.
I can't remember the science.
I'm not a biologist, goddamn. No, it's like I've tried like so many different ways, and there's just like I feel like grinding them is definitely the easiest. But I've like done the peanut butter sandwich, tea, orange juice, done it all. It's all terrible other than grinding it. It's just like you're chewing on like fucking cardboard for 12 minutes, suffering.
The thing about it is, sometimes I like. It's kind of like, oh, you work for it, you know. Sometimes that's a good thing to say. You know, maybe I'm suffering in this moment, but it will be worth. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, like you gotta have winter to appreciate summer kind of vibe.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I used to smoke like my whole life cigarettes, and then I quit and I started juuling.
It's worse.
And I was like, oh, it's 100 times worse.
Dude, it is. I literally do it just because my partner doesn't care. I mean, she does care that I do smoke, but like, I smelled like shit all the time. And that was like the main thing. She was like, I can't do it anymore. You smell bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'll fucking figure something out. So now I'm like sucking on this flash drive. But like, if anything, it makes me like feel like kind of worse.
Oh, 100% worse. And the thing about it is, I thought, like, I enjoyed smoking cigarettes, and I thought I was just gonna be that person forever. I thought I was just gonna like die smoking because it's so fun.
It is great.
But
that first one in the morning,
with some coffee, or like anytime you drive, or like
when you're eating in the movie theater,
when somebody pisses you off, when you're at a party and it's weird, when you're at a party and there's somebody hot, when you're like
pretty much most moments.
My life.
Yeah.
But the second I stopped smoking and I started vaping, a whole new world opened up because I didn't have to go outside and take a break, so I could paint for like. I didn't realize how much I was smoking versus doing anything else.
Dude, yeah, so much.
And so then it got even more dangerous because I was like, oh, I could even kind of sneak this into an airport.
Dude, yeah, I'll rip them on flights the whole time.
Well, I never tried it on an airplane, but...
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I just wouldn't, I would like, my trick's always like I give it like 10 seconds before I exhale, and it's like nothing.
You've done it on an airplane?
For sure.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. I was getting like, we were coming back from a work trip, and I was like hammered too, and I was just like ripping my jewel the whole time, and I had like my little Razer smartphone like game controller, and I was just like aggressively like playing NBA Street Volume 2 on my old phone for like 2 hours. Hardcore.
You're braver than me. I'm too scared to get in trouble for stuff like that.
I mean, what are they gonna do? We're in the air. You gonna turn back?
Like, I thought isn't it like a felony or something if they whatever. I gotta have my vape.
Dude, yeah, I was cool as fuck, dude. Cool as a cucumber, just vibing with my jewel on an airplane. I remember like the first time where I was just like, oh shit, with a felony. I remember like we were in New York and like our Metro cards weren't working, and I was just like, fuck it, dude, let's just hop the thing. And we did it, and I was like Googling it on the train ride, and it's like a heavy felony in New York to do that. Did not know. Nothing happened, thankfully. But like I was just like, holy shit. Like you will be arrested. And I was like, god damn. And I was just like, woo! Hop the fucking turn, whatever the fucking thing is.
Is it a felony? That seems excessive.
It is. Apparently it's just because people do it all the time. In my opinion, nice. Is it good?
It smells like beef or something.
It smells like good fud. Oh my god,
or
what?
Something.
I don't even know how to. Yeah, I would say you're right. Like pot roast.
Yeah, pot roast. That's it.
That's weird. I don't like it.
Damn.
Some Willy Wonka pain, dude.
This is what you get for. This is probably like something someone gave me in middle school.
Still have it? Is that why it smells like?
I don't know. Do you don't have art supplies like that?
I have like some, but like not many.
People give me stuff all the time.
Damn, dude, no one gives me anything. Oil paint's expensive as fuck.
Oh, I'm intimidated to use oil paint.
I use it from like a laze factor,
Oh, what?
like a laziness perspective. It's like I can leave my brushes out for like 9 hours and they'll be fine.
Ooh.
It's incredible.
I guess I'm worried about
And I'll just
not knowing how to take care of stuff.
and I'll just like leave my brushes in like fucking chemicals for like weeks, and then I'll just clean them and they're fine. It's incredible. The only thing that's annoying is like being like green friendly with these chemicals. That's the only thing that's kind of annoying.
What are you supposed to do with?
You take them to like a facility. I put mine in cat litter and take it to them. But other than that, it's just like the blend process is cleaner.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And like the colors. I remember it like blew my mind because like growing up, it's like I always used acrylic because it's cheap as fuck and it's like what I had access to, and I would just like I learned to accept that like whatever I painted, it would kind of fade hues just from acrylic. And then once I started using oil, it's just like exactly how you laid it is exactly how it's going to look.
Damn, that sounds nice.
Yeah, it's fucking exceptional. And I was like, I'm literally never not using oil.
Damn.
Or spray paint.
You use like spray paint and oil, you mean?
No, I mean, I used to be like a degen and like tag stuff. And I like it from that perspective, but like I like it dries exactly the way it goes on.
A degen? What is that?
Like a degenerate. Like I used to do graffiti and shit.
I've never heard that phrase.
But like, I just like stopped doing it because I was like, why am I doing this? I still do it every now and then, mainly because that was where you see it go on and off. There's if you ever want to do it for fun, my secret spot is like where Calumet is, like the Xenos school, that bridge right there. Go under it. It's like a full private like. And they repaint over it like every month.
Fun.
Yeah, just for fun. Just fuck it.
Did you say Xenos school?
Yeah. What that is.
I didn't know they had a school.
Oh yeah. Elementary schools, middle schools.
What?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I think it's just Calumet. Yeah, they blend right in, hiding in plain sight. Or what is it, Dwell now? I can't remember.
It's Dwell, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, there's a. Well, you're from here, so you know like.
Oh,
do you know Linworth?
Yeah.
There's a teacher there. My dad works there. He's a Christian.
That's awesome.
I can't remember which one it is, but he like. I don't think it was Xenos, but it was some cult.
Rock City Church.
He's still in it. I think it is Xenos. And he would like recruit kids from the fucking high school.
Wow, that seems like a really nice guy.
But he is nice. And that's the thing about
that's how he gets them.
Like, this could be a cult if you wanted it to. And who knows if that is...
We'll go to the log cabin together.
But everybody's just like, he's nice. And what are we supposed to do? It's not like it's illegal to be in a cult. I'm like, it's not illegal to recruit teenagers from your job?
Yeah, indoctrinating children that you did not receive consent to do. Seems kind of out of line to me. It's a touchy, like, the whole Xenos thing is because I even have, like, a friend that is in it. I know. But he, not once in my life, has ever asked me to participate, to go to their strange home churches, to do anything like that.
I would be offended.
What, that you didn't get invited to home church?
Like, what am I, chopped liver? You don't think I'm good enough to be in your cult?
No, I just, like, we've had, like, he's very open about, like, not, like, you're not even technically, I don't think, supposed to be, like, close friends with anyone outside of it, and he just, like, I don't know, is more open to that. But it is weird, but it's not like we discuss it. We just drink beers and play darts and talk about dumb shit.
Maybe he's playing the long game.
Maybe.
You didn't think about that.
It's like one of those things where it's like I'm too selfish with my time to even like commit to like something like that, honestly. I don't think it would ever happen.
I think I'm kind of in a gray area where I'm I want to think that I wouldn't get sucked into a cult, but I'm also on the precipice of so many, like, I'm trying to be sober, I'm like looking for an art community. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm ripe to be
Absolutely.
called into
What would be the thing? What would be like, all right, I'm in?
um like a hot woman. Simple. Just
Some, sometimes that's enough.
like a couple of them.
Multiple? Damn, all right. I'm in.
Well,
I would be invited. I'd be like, all right.
because you don't know that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, you're at 83 Gallery opening art reception thing. Somebody comes up to you and is like, wow, I want to buy this painting from you. I'm like, okay, hell yeah. And then she's like, hey, you should come to this thing. Okay, love that.
Yeah,
You just gave me a bunch of money and now you're inviting me to a dinner.
It's like an eyes wide shut party.
Yeah, it's easy as that. And then you get sucked in.
I don't know. I just feel like I actively make fun of that stuff so frequently that I would be so like self-aware of what's happening.
That's what everybody thinks.
I'm like too like internally judgy for I think to get I'm so sus of everyone. It's like so hard for me to get like locked in. However, if you were like, we'll pay your electricity for 24 months, I'd be like, I'd consider it.
Yeah, exactly that. It's money, hot people, money mostly though. Somebody was like, "Hey, I'll give you a place for like a free art studio. You just have to be in our call." I'm like, "Okay, but don't do anything crazy, all right?"
Yeah, don't like Molly drop my coffee. That'd be nice to not have that happen. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to like really be like psychologically touched in some way. Like maybe if it was like a situation where I felt like I was in that meditative state for a longer period of time, if I somehow was like put into that, I think I would believe.
Exactly.
Because I feel like most of my life I'm just constantly, I don't know, it's like one setback after the next. Ooh. So if I was like constantly in a place where it's like everything is good and I feel like actually like I have someone to fall onto, I think I could be maybe roped.
I think it's good to not get too confident about it. That's what I've learned from watching all these cult shows is that everybody's like, I never thought I would. That's how they get you.
Damn.
That's how they get you.
It wasn't like a Starbucks gift card, like on a fishing rod. Like, fuck, I'm interested. I just picked up a poop dollar.
Wait, what's that?
Never seen that? Like the classic poop dollar prank?
No.
It's like people will roll up poop in a dollar and put it on a fishing rod. And like people will like chase it and like try to grab it, but they'll be like pulling it on the fishing rod. And then they'll stop so they can pick it up and then they realize it's just poop and a dollar.
That's the prank?
Pretty good.
That's so mean.
For sure. Absolutely. I think most pranks are like a little bit mean.
Ay. Well, I was at Aldi the other day and I was returning my cart and the woman was like, I'll give you $1 for your cart, which is insane because they don't cost it.
Yeah, you get it back. It's like collateral.
Yeah. I was like, you could just have the cart. Because that's my favorite part about going to Aldi. Is that everybody's just like, I don't know. In my experience, everybody's nice.
Yeah. Everyone's tight.
It's a totally different vibe than Kroger, which now kind of feels like a jail.
Dude,
with all the cameras.
Kind of sucks. Dude, also, have you been to the Aldi in Graceland?
Yes.
The self-checkout. I remember I saw it and I was like, get the fuck out.
Bro, the whole point of it is that they do it for you really fast. I don't want to do it myself. What?
I love
That's
it.
the part I like, where they go.
When they're zipping through.
That's what I'm paying for.
That's fair. In my head, what I thought I was always paying for was someone to bag it. I can scan shit myself. If I had someone bagging it while I was scanning it, I think I would be into it.
That's so you don't like bagging it at the end?
No, I mean, I like have become to like it because I'm like strategizing my Aldi chip box of how I stack all my things in.
Right.
But like, if I was like to appreciate an area of the cashier process, it was someone bagging shit. Because then it adds like the whole conversation on the way home. They're like, damn, they didn't bag this right. I would have been so much better at bagging it. I would have eliminated that whole conversation. Like they put eggs in with like the detergent. I'm like, what's happening here?
Wait, what kind of powers? What is this? So you're like, I want you to bag it specifically so I can make fun of you.
No, not even making fun. It's just like venting about like the dumbest shit on the way home. Like none of it's relevant. I'm not even mad at him. It's just like, I don't know. That whole like that was even like a part of my childhood where it's just like both my mom and my dad would just be like, man, they bagged this like shit, and we'd like there'd be like this weird sense of like agreement and like camaraderie. Like, yeah, we definitely would have bagged it better for sure. Like so trivial, like none of it matters. Nothing was broken either. Like nothing was wrong. It was just like, nope, wasn't good enough. I don't know why, but I feel like that's a conversation that will be forever lost.
It's, if there's one thing, it's hard to please people because we're all so different. Personally, I like to bag the stuff myself because I worked at multiple grocery stores.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I know how everybody likes it. But then sometimes you get those odd people that are, I want my eggs on the bottom with the chicken dripping on it. That's how I want it. And you're like, okay,
all right.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Man, I had a buddy that worked at a grocery. He worked at like the Giant Eagle and Pal, and he worked like the customer service desk. Dude,
I've done that.
The stories that he had, he told me like, he said the funniest thing that would always happen is that people would like eat whole rotisserie chickens and then like return it, like empty.
Yeah, all the time. That I love when people would come in and be like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, but these grapes are like filled with spiders. Can I exchange them?" It's like slowly. Yeah, go grab a new
So
bag.
casual. There's like 11 spiders in these grapes, and it was kind of inconveniencing my fruit salad, and I was just wondering if I could swap it out for a different one. I'm like, thanks for bringing this back inside and to my attention.
Yeah, great. Or people would say, this meat is old, like you have to smell it. I'm like, I believe you.
Yeah, you can have whatever. Yeah, here's $10.
Whatever you want.
I trust you. It's like, they had like one tragic experience where they're like, we don't believe you. And like now they forever have to be like, no,
Well,
smell this.
That's the hilarious part about customer service stuff is that, like, sometimes you'll get a bag person who triple bags stuff and separates everything, and you're like, Jesus Christ, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, fucking
It's
relax.
because people yell at him all day. So he's like, I've learned that double bag everything, separate it all out, ask all the questions because he's like traumatized by how.
Yeah, they're just like actively, instinctively avoiding confrontation because they just like don't want to deal with some asshole.
Yeah. But then on the flip side of that, the nice people who are checking out are also like, oh, one time we got home and everything was covered in chicken juice, so can you just make sure? Oh, no, never mind, I won't ask because I don't want to.
Damn.
So everybody's traumatized.
That's crazy.
Basically.
There is both, man. So are you familiar with Micro Center?
Yes.
So I worked there for 10 years.
Oof.
Crazy. But like, I think like one of my favorite things, and this was like, it wasn't even like that late into me working there, but I remember someone was so rude to me, like about like a printer or something like that. And I guess I don't work there, so it doesn't matter. But like, I totally like dropped it from the top story of the warehouse before I took it back out there, and I feel really good about that. And it's those moments that make me feel really good.
It's called karma.
Yeah, it's like whenever like, oh man, if you're rude to me and the product's in the back, man, dude, we're playing fucking rugby with that shit back there, dude. Like heavy duty. I'm inconveniencing your afternoon for sure. And you'll never know. Like I'll drop in it's like bruises that are hidden. It's like I'm dropping in that shit that you will have no idea that it's ever been dropped. I fucking live for that shit. Just ruining assholes' days. It's like a super. That is a drug in itself.
That's your superpower.
Oh my god. God, I love that shit. Man, I would feel high off that. I would love to relive something like that. Not them being an asshole to me, but just the aftermath of them walking away and just being like, man, I can't wait till you come back. And it's broken. This is great.
You've admitted to so many crimes on camera. I'm impressed.
It's fine. It'll be alright.
I mean, I suppose so have I.
I don't know.
I think I said.
I feel like there's some level of like
shrooms.
resonating with people that are just, I don't know. It should be a comfort space. Like, I'm not putting you on trial. I don't judge. I just love hearing people's stories. Because I feel like everyone's got some bangers. That's like the coolest part, is getting to learn someone completely new.
Yeah, definitely. The you mentioned earlier, did you used to hang in the old 83 gallery, or did you?
That was like when I was real young. Too young to be like hip, to like hang out. Like my parents would take me to the shows.
Because I feel like I did some weird one-off thing, and it might have been 83. It was like behind Double Happiness.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But that wasn't the original place, because I think the original one was in somebody's basement.
Yeah, it definitely was not that. It
So
was like when it was like more established after the basement.
I think it was 83. Because I've done a little bit of research, and I think they used to have a gallery, next to Bodega?
That sounds right. Yes.
But
It was like in the short north. It was like during gallery hop still. Because that's like when we would go. At least, I don't know, my mom or my dad would take me.
Well, so you said you haven't been to the new space?
Well, I filmed Feather there. We did one of the streams there.
Oh.
We filmed like in Gallery 83.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was rad.
I tried to look up. I have to admit, I used to be better at YouTube than I am now, but I like went to the Cadmium Red YouTube, and I saw only 3
Yeah, so there's
videos.
so most of them are in like, I'll show you real fast actually. So I've like tried to rearrange like this page so many times, and that's like part of the reason why I think I want to like just record and post now. But like if you go to the channel page, it's like all of them are like, so I put them as like past live streams up top, and then but before they were all in like the live category, like all the VODs were in there.
Oh, I didn't see any of those. I see. Okay, cool.
But yeah, I wonder if I can even bring up Feathers real fast.
Oh, you had Freddie on?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But yeah, you can't even tell it's in Gallery 83, but Feather works so small, so I had to like, and I only had one camera with me, so I just went like tiny with it.
Cool.
Yeah, I was like trying to find ways to like incorporate like local music acts too, but like everyone that like watched told me like, we just want to hear what you're saying, and I'm like, okay, but like there's like a mix to it, so it's like I want to leave the option open still, because I guarantee there's definitely gonna be people like, I don't really want to have like I don't want like a recording of whatever I talk about kind of thing. So I know I can utilize music there, but like anytime I can like talk about the conversation, I'm like, or like display the conversation, I definitely would want to for sure. But like now it's tougher to include music. But now, at least if I record it and have something like what we're doing right here, for example, I was thinking about like maybe even including songs that I find like in the beginning and the end, something like that, in between, intermission kind of vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I want to start like doing like I want to record someone playing music, for example, but like the acoustics in this room are terrible, and so I've like looked up how to make like your own like soundboards and stuff like that. So tomorrow John kind of job.
Right.
So it's like whenever I get around to it, I will. But like I've even thinking about like having people like I don't know, like maybe like let's say for example like someone never read their poetry out loud. And I feel like that would be like a cool place to like try to do it for the first time, or even someone more experienced too. But like to be able to like kind of get more into it in live. I mean, I guess you have me here, so it's like you're looking at me, but it's I feel like less intimidating than like 20, 25 people in a crowd or something like that.
Right.
So it's like a good way to get like I don't know the ball rolling.
Yeah, well, you definitely have a very welcoming energy too, which I think is important.
Yeah, I'm just
you're easy to talk to.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet everyone. It's like everyone
That's
has
great.
cool ass stories.
That's great. I love that.
Anyone. It's like I don't know. I'm always stoked. I'm always excited to be here. It's like one of the like the few like I do IT at the Supreme Court building, so it's not like
Jesus.
it's not like an exciting like this is like the best part of the day.
Oh, I love that. That is such a drastically different. It's like a comically different job.
It is. People are like, and I repaired electronics before, like soldering. Like I don't know. I'm a curious person, so it's like whenever I don't know. I'm like a dog that's like ready to go for like anything new, and then I'll like dive really hard into it, and then I'll like abuse it like a favorite song for like 4 months, and then I'll like find something else and be like, oh, this is sick, and then I'll dive really heavy into it. But this like kind of lets me, I don't know, it kind of tames it in a way because I find new experiences constantly. It's like a show made for me. It's like I constantly get to see something new and cool.
Yeah, I love that. That's
like,
great.
All right, so I'm going to pronounce it incorrectly. Is it a cyanotype?
Yeah.
Those are sick. And I've never, like, I did film photography forever. And it's like I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, I mean, me either. I can't even remember why I started it. Because I just started it like a couple months ago.
It's cool as fuck, too.
It's so fun. And it's surprisingly easy. And
it is. Like, right when I saw it, I was like, all right, YouTube, fire me up. And I, like, watched it. I was like, oh, shit. Like, my first thought was, like, how can I do this big as fuck? Like, how can I make it ridiculous? But,
I mean, I've only seen it be able to be brushed on if you want, like, because the thing about it is when it dries, you can see all the streaks. So if you're trying to do it really big, I would imagine it would be easiest by maybe making it into an emulsion and then doing it like a screen print where you just drag it across. Because I mean, you could if you want it to be messy and you didn't care. But the print doesn't work as well unless it's like smooth.
That makes sense.
Surface. So, because I know you can turn it into an emulsion and put it on glass.
Oh shit!
And print like that too.
That's dope.
You can print. I mean, you can pretty much print it on any surface if you can get the right consistency for the chemical. As far as I've understood.
That's fucking insane.
It's also funny because when I first started it, people would, because I post on TikTok a lot, so it's just kind of anybody sees it, and people will say, you should do it like this. I'm like, don't.
It's not what this is for.
The point is I want to experiment with it.
Yeah, it's like, thanks, armchair. It's like, you're just seeing me fucking off and learning. Like, I get it, guy. Actually, man. All right?
I mean, it's helpful sometimes because people have, for instance, when I was painting shirts with bleach, I got a cough all of a sudden, which I thought was related to other things.
Were you just like inhaling it too much or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's apparently like very dangerous to inhale.
Oh,
which
it's so
I never
bad.
thought about.
Yeah,
Because
so
I've
bad.
been a cleaner for a long time, and we would use that shit indoors all the time, with no windows open, nothing. And my hands started to peel and stuff, and
Yeah, you're like slowly deteriorating.
yeah,
Your body.
I'm just like, huh, that's weird. It must be related to something else. And then somebody on TikTok said you should wear gloves and should open a window, and I really appreciated that because I could have really damaged my lungs. I
For
mean,
sure. I'm like already there. When I solder, I just like it'll be fine.
no,
It'll be all right.
no, I'm. What are you soldering?
Yeah, that's so. I've been messing around with it. So when I was talking about like the analog video, so what I'm gonna do for like whenever I come on or like record myself on this, for example, it's called like the I guess the slang name is called like a dirty mixer. But you basically interweave two analog signals. So let's say if you have two like VHS players,
Yeah.
and you have the video running into this one thing, and then it basically connects the two into what's called, it sounds crazy, it's called a potentiometer, but it's literally just a dial. And you can take these two streams and you mix them, like you can blend them.
Ooh.
I know. And I was like, holy shit, I'm doing this. So it's like I was playing around with those recently. I was just soldering them in my office,
Oh.
just vibing. So I'm gonna like try to make one at least on stream, at least so I don't know, people can see or maybe introduce like the new concept to people.
So the when you're mixing it, is it a visual effect, or
Yes.
is it just?
So it like you can the whatever the dial, it's just like the level of how the videos are mixed.
Ooh.
So you can do it strong one way, strong another, or can you have it towards the center, and you just like and it just like fucks up. It like looks all weird and goofy, but sometimes it can look so rad and so sick. But like the only way for it to look good, and I've already had to research this, is that like you can't really export it in a great way. Like you can't send that signal out like into like let's say like if I wanted to record like onto my capture device, it like doesn't pick up the intricacies of it. And I went down through that K-hole, so you need like a mixer that has time-based correction for like analog video. So you need to take it from the dirty mixer into this professional analog mixer and then send that into your computer. And I'm like, holy shit. But like the hill jack way of doing it, which I'm gonna do, is that you can set your camera just to like 60 FPS and literally just record like a CRT TV, like an old TV, and it still comes out perfect.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And so I was like, all right, I'm not doing all that shit. I'm just gonna do it that way. Yeah, I just got like super into that. I'm gonna play it for a second, but this all started like, do you know the artist Tobacco?
No.
So I found that on like I don't know my journey through Spotify, and of course like immediately I started like looking him up on like YouTube and stuff like that. But he has like a lot of like analog mixes that he plays during his shows. So he like makes these mixes for his track list, and that's like the visual for his shows.
Ooh.
And I was like, holy shit. And I'm like, how do you make this? Yeah, that was like my journey like to finding this like analog art. And then I found someone local that makes it. I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna try to have him on too. I haven't asked him yet. Name's like Techno Lou. I'll find it here in a second. I can't even remember.
Ooh.
But it's like this like glitch music, and I was like, all right, I'm interested. Hold on. Yeah, I'll play this one. I was like, usually I don't fuck with glitch art at all, and I was just like, oh shit, dude, I'm feeling something.
What does that mean?
I don't know, it just feels good.
Like, What's glitch art?
So that's just like whatever this technical genre of electronic music's called. It's just like glitch music.
Does that mean that they're taking pre-recorded music and mixing it, or are they
I would
playing
assume. I would assume it's like some level of variation with like synthesizers. That was like my interpretation of it. I could be way off, but that's like what it sounded like to me. And like that like creation of that had people like start basically taking like these old like, so it was called, they used to be like the most prevalent spot that these devices would be in like churches, because they're just like mixing between analog cameras while they record whatever the fuck is going on up there.
Whoa.
And people would take these devices and they would do things what's called like circuit bending. So like that potentiometer thing that I referenced, they would take like the processor chips on these analog boards and connect the color outputs into these potentiometers. So they would send the video through and basically just warp the shit out of it to make it do like crazy things.
Whoa.
I know, and I was like, wow, what a cool history I had no idea about. This is nuts. So yeah, that's what I've been doing like the past like 2 months, just like, this is crazy. But yeah, and then I found like there's like this dude named like Tachyons Plus. Found him. He makes like specific devices for glitch art, but they're like outrageously expensive. They're like $600, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. But I was looking into his history. He did like the entire like visual effect for like a Tame Impala like tour. I'm like, holy shit! It's like things I didn't even think about.
But are you saying that you can kind of play around with the like when you're soldering and stuff? You can kind of create your own versions of these.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can set up like 10 resistors in a row and send the video signal through that. That'll do something weird. There is all kinds. It's like literally an endless like. Just it goes on forever. It's just like never ending.
That's fun.
It's amazing. It's such a cool thing.
I love finding stuff like that. I mean, I don't fully understand what you're talking about because I'm not really in that, but I do. That's how I felt about the cyanotypes thing. That's how I find, like, every time I start a new art thing, I'm like, whoa,
this is amazing.
You can do this thing and then, like, bring that in, put that in it.
Yes. Dude, just like, oh, it's like the full Jimmy Neutron brain blast. I'm like, holy fucking shit. So many things in the works.
Yeah, that's so funny, too, because that's exactly me out in public. I'm like, yelling at somebody and they're like, I don't really know what you're talking about, but I love the...
Yeah, it's the energy. It's just like, yes. That's why it's like, I don't know, it's like... Because one of the things I've talked about with my partner is just like, I don't know, like it's basically like comes down to like if I am ever like nervous to like have like a conversation with someone new, and usually no. It's because like, I don't know, this person makes something that I don't necessarily make, and I'm like interested in like, not like taking or anything like that, but just like feeding off like people being like stoked about like whatever they're making, and I love that. I'm just excited to showcase and learn about someone's process, how their mind works, and I don't know, more casual things too.
For sure. And I don't know if yeah, it's like, even if you're talking about something that I don't know what you're talking about, it still sparks stuff in my head related to other things, because I don't know, have noticed that people get worried that once somebody has a style or they're doing something, it's like, oh, am I allowed to, like, can I also do cyanotypes? I'm like, yes, I didn't create this.
Yeah.
This is from like 4,000 years ago.
Yes.
Please do. Please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be inspired.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it even circles back to like when you were talking about like people like like about money and like people are like becoming their brand. And it's like I don't know. I know it's like I don't know, it's like the nature of the beast, but part of me wants like I feel like there's more individuality of art in Columbus versus like people like making cool shit like together as one. And it's like even with Gallery 83, it's like everyone's together, but it's like all their own like it's like all these individual people. There's no like togetherness, at least something that I've never felt, at least working with art so long in Columbus.
Yeah, a part of me does want. Um, there is a lot of potential with that gallery to be um, um, like much more. Not that it isn't great now, but there's a part of me that's like, oh man, it is such a cool thing to be compared to other galleries, especially because a lot of other galleries, it's like you have one or two people hanging a month, and they're just shoving them in at 83. So
it's like a Cracker Barrel in there.
So every time they have a show, probably more than half of the people there are the artists, which initially intimidated me. Like the first show, because I think I've hung there 4 times at this point. I was like nervous for some reason, and then I realized that everybody else was kind of nervous too. That's the nature of a lot of artists.
Yeah.
They're just like, am I good enough?
Yeah, dude,
Wow.
imposter syndrome full time. I'm obviously thinking that.
But I think that's what is so fun about that gallery specifically is it's very low stakes. It's in a bar, so you have something to do. They have live music there, so you can do that.
That fucking apple pie mead. Ah,
so good. But it's also just so fun to just run into random people that I see all over Columbus, like Christopher.
He's
What's his last
amazing.
name?
Cropper.
I ran into him a couple shows ago, and he was like, "Hey, Mac, like we should follow each other on Instagram." Like I've been following you on Instagram for 12 years.
Yeah, it's been forever. He has a great personality.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah,
But
I'm trying to remember. He had like God, I'll have to ask. Because that's like this is like my first like goal, at least to kind of bring togetherness with that. So that's like a piece with Jordan Molly and Christopher Cropper. So like my goal, and especially if there's anyone that you've been interested in working with, because I just like will reach out to them. And for instance, like tomorrow, 2 people that I've had on River and Bryn, they're doing like a I don't know if it's gonna be. I told him it was like it could be textile, but like a collaborative like textile piece. That's what I had in my head. But it's like I feel like having like I don't know a show of like 10 collaborations is like an interesting way to like bring I don't know a good group of artists together and like all of whatever their friends, pals, whoever digs their art, like all together in one cool space.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like I know like tons of people that would want to like DJ or play music or anything like that.
Do you have a space in mind, or you have a show?
Initially, in my head, not that I love supporting 400, but like the camera space that they have above Chrome Edge, I think is such an underutilized space for art, and part of me wants to rent that out, but that's like the goal. But yeah, I'm trying to get 10 together, so if there's anyone that you'd be interested in collabing with, let me know, and I'll try to make something happen. And most people are down. It's like when I first started this, I'd be like, no one wants to do my silly idea, and then I started reaching out to people, and everyone's like, yeah, that's sick. I'm like, okay,
it's a good idea. Obviously, people are longing for stuff like this.
It's like, and it's weird. I remember even when I first like going back to cigarettes, like I feel like that's like where half my ideas came. It's just like being by myself with a cigarette like on the porch. I'm like, oh. And then I was just like stewing on it for forever. And I was just like, maybe I can, maybe I can't. And like, I don't know, just like one day I was just like, what do I have to lose? So it's just like, let's fucking give her a rip. Let it rip. So I don't know. But like, I think having like a bunch of like, I don't know, cool collabs with all different kinds of people through Columbus is like something I haven't seen. So I was just like, fucking, let's do it. Let's see it.
You're a visionary.
Dude, I'm trying. I just want to, I don't know, create a fun, cool, casual joint for art.
Ooh, is that the Roosters tagline?
Just probably. Yeah, the chicken wings. I think it's on their menu.
Fun, cool, casual joint. I like that. That's a good idea. Wonder how much it costs to rent out that space. Are you thinking it would be like a 1 day?
That would probably be number one, all I could afford.
Cool,
probably. Depending on like if we do like, I don't know, if we made it like $5 to get in or something like that, then I could, I don't know, maybe more.
Right.
Maybe like a weekend or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like the first like, I don't know, show thing I want to do. And then what's in the works right now, which I'm hoping there will be more too as well, at least if you'd ever be interested. But the guys at Franklinton Press asked me like if I could organize like a mural. So I have like 13 artists doing like a mural on the, I guess, the west facing wall of this building. And I'm hoping that can kind of spark more opportunity, at least for organization of making other cool things.
I am dying to do a mural. In fact, I like, does anybody want a free mural somewhere, anywhere in the city? Because I need to practice it. And I was so surprised. Nobody reached out. I was like, damn, I can't give these things away. But I also think if I had maybe like a concept, and also maybe that's just the reality is that a lot of people don't own any properties.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, we're all renting, hun. There's nowhere to.
You can do one on my house, wherever you want.
I need to practice. You know Adam Hernandez?
Adam who?
Adam Hernandez. He does like.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, I was just talking.
Yeah,
to
he just
him
did
the other day.
Old North.
Yeah, I watched him do part of that as I was washing my laundry at Dirty Dungarees, which
I just saw Salt there. It was fucking awesome.
wish that place could. I'm like, I don't know if it's safe to be in there after a certain point, because I'm washing my clothes. I'm looking up at the mold. I'm like, is this okay to be breathing?
No, it's not. No, it's terrible in there. That's like why I go there though. Let me feel crusty.
I mean, it doesn't make any logical sense for me to wash my clothes there because it's filthy, but I keep going back. I don't know what it is.
It's the vibes.
It's the vibes.
It really is. It's just the vibes in there. Everyone's cool too. Someone carded me. One of the bartenders carded me. I'm like, dude, I definitely don't look 20. I am fully aware of that. I was like, ooh, me? I have my ID, yes.
But yeah, he was talking about mural stuff, and I think he's done like a bunch of the Condado indoor murals and shit like that.
Yeah, they're like one of the few cool organizations that really do embrace that. I don't know who their corporate is or what their corporate acts like, but they're at least cool to artists from a mural perspective.
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, yeah, they treat their artists really well. So, yeah, I'm pretty much like open to taking any sort of small murals, big murals. I'm just trying to get some practice.
Yeah,
I actually don't know how to paint big fast. That's the.
You gotta spray.
I'm like, if you give me 4 months, but that's not realistic.
I mean, it could be. I mean, depending on the job. Some people won't care. If it's like a business opening, then probably not. But who knows? sometimes like developers too will give you like I don't even know. It's been a while since they've contacted me back, but like there's like an apartment building in Newark, and they asked me to do one in like their locker room area. But I did the design for it like months ago, forever ago, last year.
So do you have a lot of experience with murals?
I've got a handful. I have a lot of experience with graffiti,
Right.
and that helps.
Right. That's fun.
It was like fun when I was like younger, and like this is cool, and like it's like an adrenaline rush kind of thing. But like I'm good at like writing, but in regards to like painting, like figurative work, for example, I'm much less experienced in that regard, and that's something I want to explore for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like I wouldn't mind monetizing. I don't know, because Adam was like, "Oh, I sold out. I'm doing all these Condado stuff." I'm like, "That's not selling out.
No,
You're
that's
making
great.
money.
That's
so
great.
That you can pay for other."
Yeah, dude, Jasper Johns like painted windows when he was like suffering in New York.
Yeah, but that's my thing now. Is I'm just like, anytime anybody asks me to do anything, I'm like, "Yes, please, thank you."
Yeah, absolutely. And that's like, I don't know. That's why I'm hoping like this first project, if it actually like, there's at least kind of getting 13 people on the same page for a design is actually not as tough as I was anticipating, but it took like 3 meetings to kind of pan everything out, and everything still isn't panned out.
You mean for this particular?
Yeah, this project. So it's like, because I want to, because what I'm going to try to do, because I don't think Franklin and Press really has like the funds to, not that they're in trouble or anything, but they screen print. It's not like they're
Right.
a real estate developer or anything like that. So they're not going to be like paying a whole lot. But my goal is to like kind of do like some type of fundraise or like a, I don't know, crowdfund kind of vibe. And I think that could be successful, at least some kind of way to pay artists for their time and definitely get supplies paid for in some kind of way.
For the mural thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then, I don't know, I kind of want to film the whole process too.
Oh, yeah.
So that we can get people like bullshitting. I want to like make sure everyone saves, like if they take any phone videos or something like that shit's all fun and cool.
Get the drones up there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can still fly out here. This is technically a zone you can.
Wait, is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
Can't.
Can't fly downtown or anything. I mean, you can. It's just not legal, but you can.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like I did like the certification for it like years ago, but there's like
What?
you basically have to get like a pilot's license.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
You learn how to read an aeronautical map though, so that's kind of sick.
So, what do they do? Shoot it down or something, or do they just?
They'll follow it to you,
Whoa.
but most of the time you won't get caught. The only time you'll get caught is like if you literally do something, like you run it into a building, or it like you lose connection to it and it just falls on like the street or something.
Whoa. I thought it was just Wild Wild West. I didn't know they had laws about it yet.
Oh yeah, I mean pretty much like shortly after someone probably lost control and it fell onto like a freeway. I'm sure that probably caused a ruckus.
Oh shit.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I'd be so fucking scared. I'd run away so fast.
I mean, I was walking down the street in Clintonville and somebody had one
Clintonville's good.
flying above me, and I was like, see, if I had a gun, that's why I don't have a gun. Because I had this feeling of,
Rage.
yeah, like, why are you filming me? And I don't know if they were or if it's just I have.
Yeah, who knows? It's probably some dad like testing something out. Like, this is sick. And you're like, fuck this guy.
Well, it's just ominous.
Fuck you, Greg.
It's really ominous.
It is weird. The sound does not make it any better.
Yeah. We all watched Richie Rich when we were little with the bees and the cameras. I'm like, I always go straight to this has to be some kind of police surveillance.
Yeah,
That's why
they're following me.
if it's somebody's dad, okay, but
They know I share a Netflix password. They're coming for me. The federales are on my tail. It's like a DJI drone. I'm telling you, it's some dad named Greg, like, flying it for the one time he's ever gonna fly it, and then it goes into the basement for, like, 6 years.
That's so accurate.
Dude, it's what like everyone does with it. It's like this is unless you like use it as like a job, like dude, that's living in someone's basement for like years.
Well, because what would be the point of having other than the initial
Dude,
fun?
I don't know.
Like
It is fun though. Though like especially if you ever use like the racing ones. Whew, those are
what?
fun as fuck. Oh my god. Have you ever it's a hilarious thing if you've never seen, but there's professional like speed drone races and they wear VR goggles that connect to the camera. It is hilarious, but it's also kind of cool because they're flying at like fucking 70 miles an hour, just like blasting through the air. But you get like the FPV view of the drone, so there's like it looks like you're playing fucking Star Fox, like zipping through this like crazy like course that they have to run through. It's like a Nintendo 64 game.
That does sound fun. But they're not doing it in the middle of a city.
Oh no, it's like some like event course, like they have it sectioned off. You probably need permits for it too.
Interesting. That's kind of a relief. I didn't realize there were regulations.
Yeah, they're definitely there's like still loopholes though. Like for instance, like anything below like 110 grams, you can fly wherever. Doesn't matter. Yeah. They made it like a weight, and of course, what DJI did first, like immediately, they made a drone that's 109 grams. Like they're fully aware. Like they did it immediately, like right after that came out. I'm like, you fucking bastards. Dude, the government was probably like, God fucking damn it. And it's like professional too, has an amazing camera on it. They have to go through this whole bill process again. It takes like 6 years. A great time to be alive, though.
Yeah, that is kind of an interesting thing because you always hear that with whatever they're trying to regulate. It's like a cat and mouse type of thing, but it's like, what is the alternative? Because otherwise, you just have people being assholes everywhere, and they don't have any regard for anybody else.
Yeah, and that's to be honest, you nailed it. That's exactly what happened. It's like outlawed at like every national park, everywhere. The only way you can do it at like the areas where flying a drone would be cool is that you pretty much need like a permit and you need to like schedule it.
Interesting.
Because like there was just like 40 dads at like Topanga Canyon like flying shit around for no reason. You'd be at like Yellowstone, just like all these drones flying around you as you're trying to appreciate like beautiful mountains.
Right, that's the thing. I saw. I don't even know where it was, but it was some remote part of the world where they're like, nobody lives here except for this small group of indigenous people in the mountains and stuff. They're like, and today, thanks to drones, we can show you this. And I was like, damn, nowadays you really can't escape anywhere.
No,
damn
dude.
Drones.
You have one bad day on a bus and you see like immediately just like 9 like like
that's the
instinct. That's like everyone's first instinct, not to help, not to address or diffuse. It's immediately just like no one's helping each other. We're all out to, get that fucking those clout coins, and that's all people want.
Man, that's dark.
It is crazy. Imagine like a crazy incident happen. You're gonna see like 1,000,000 people filming it and no one helping. It just like immediately makes me think of. I remember I was at someone's apartment, like kind of where Green Lawn meets High Street.
Yeah.
So they're like someone's like car like stalled right in the middle of the intersection at like 5:30. Everyone was honking, not doing anything. I like ran outside to help. And I'm like pushing it, but I'm like going super slow, and someone like literally yelled like, "Get the fuck out of the way!" And I'm like, "Why don't you come out and help me push this fucking car, asshole?"
I know.
Like that's crazy to me.
I know.
Like there's 1,000,000 people watching, looking, not helping, and I have to like run out of like a friend's apartment to go push this beater into a Long John Silver's parking lot. Nothing's right with this world.
Or more importantly, we're heroes. We're brave heroes that do the right thing. We should get awards for this.
Yes. Well,
it is true though, because as somebody that is online a lot and like films stuff, I'm like, did you guys not watch Black Mirror? You don't want to. You don't know how this goes.
I've been told to watch it more. I've only seen the one where the prime minister bangs the pig.
That's the worst one.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't hook me. I need to watch it because everyone tells me to. I just haven't gotten to it.
Well, I mean, it's fine. It's a fine show, but a lot of it is so connected to what's happening, like with technology stuff in general. And one of them is that bystander effect, where something terrible has happened and everybody's just filming it instead of helping, which is insane. And that's all you can do is just be the person who does help, because otherwise you go insane.
It like irks me.
The same thing happened a couple weeks ago. Somebody turned down the wrong way. It was nighttime and
there's like 11 people screaming at him.
Yeah, instead of them just stopping so the person could turn around, everybody just like sped up and then blocked them in and then hung. I feel so old. I'm like, they must be the youth. But it wasn't. It doesn't matter what.
Probably some old man.
Like,
number one, why are you so angry? Like, what time was it? Was it like midday or something?
It was like 9 o'clock at night, which is not. Where do you
need to be right now?
I always joke that everybody's trying to get to Ragorama because that's the place I want to be the least.
You don't like Ragorama?
Not anymore.
Wait, what happened?
Because first of all, they have cameras everywhere. They have security guards in the front, as if people want to steal those shitty clothes anyway. And then fourth of all, they're just selling the same Obey t-shirts from 2009 for like $80.
No, it's cool now. But they paid someone like $4 for it too.
But the original shirt didn't even cost that much. They have like Forever 21 clothes in there.
Damn.
And they closed the changing rooms. And you can't return anything.
I mean, it's probably like it was like probably a handful of people that just like were either ripping stuff off. I mean, changing rooms are notorious like for people like stealing shit, and maybe they were just like hit harder.
Well, it was after COVID. Everybody made all these arbitrary rules. They're like, oh, it's not COVID safe. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I guess if anything, my approach to it would probably be more upfront and be like, I can barely pay my employees because people are putting on 5 shirts in the changing room and walking out with it. I'm having a hard time paying people's wages.
Yeah, but it's never that.
Probably not. No. But my mind's like always trying to be like, well, what else is happening? Always. I'm just like, but no, probably not. I mean, they were ripping people off for like since I was a kid. So I grew up in like you know where Brighton Road is, where Embassy is?
I live directly behind that.
Nice. Yeah, that was my childhood home was on Brighton.
Oh wow.
Crazy, right?
That's hilarious.
But I like would go to Ragorama all the time when you were like 13. Like, this is sick.
Oh, I know. I hate talking shit about Ragorama, but it's just the truth.
But yeah, no, I remember even being like 14 and my brother like had like this crazy expensive pair of jeans and like they wanted to give him $10 for it. He obviously didn't do it. But it actually like told him to go fuck themselves like in the store. But like they've been definitely like ripping people off forever.
Yeah, I mean,
but there's like I don't know.
That part of it was always annoying for sure, but it's piled on top of the. I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy clothes if I don't know if they fit me or not. That's insane.
That is true.
That's an insane thing to ask people.
I'm like built like a loaf of sourdough too, so it's like I need to make sure this fits clean.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, you can't tell me that I can't try it on over my clothes. So if that's what you want me to do, then I guess that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll try it on right in front of you, just at the register. I'm trying this on first.
I mean, it's not like I'm trying to be mad at the people that work there, because obviously it's not their policy, but
no, it's definitely weird.
It's yeah. Anyway, I mean that's how it always is. It's a business, so if you're not making profits, you gotta change something. But I do kind of wonder how long they'll stay open, honestly.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Mainly because, like, I mean, you can find all this stuff on like Depop and like other shit, usually cheaper too.
Well, that's what I mean is you can go to Goodwill and find the same stuff.
Dude, our thrift stores are ravaged now, though. So many people in Columbus thrift.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other thing.
What? Thrifting people and then selling it at Sohud Market for like $50?
So I sold there one time. I paid $35 for a booth there, and then I realized immediately that it's more like an outdoor thrift store than a fine arts.
Yeah, but you're just like thrifting thrifted clothes.
Right, but
my favorite though, it's a great experience, is when you see something at a thrift store and then see it at a market. The best feeling ever.
Well, I kind of understand the appeal. I mean, I personally wear the same thing every day, so I'm not like
I wear like one pair of pants.
I'm not like necessarily in that field of trying to look fashionable, which I love. But I'm just saying, confusing me at first, but then I was like, oh, I see. The point is that they have, you can be like, oh, this person specializes in this type of clothing. So instead of having to go to the thrift store 3 times a month and dig through a bunch of shit, you can go to one person's booth, maybe find stuff that's like your stuff.
Yeah.
But you kill me with the part where everything costs them.
Yeah, it's like a shirt you got for $2, but you're selling it for $40.
I don't want to talk shit too much, but
because Stone Cold Steve Austin's on it.
But yeah, that's the thing is that one time I saw a guy selling hats, and they were just hats like from car dealers. But people were buying them. I mean, they were cheap. But I was like, you're wearing this?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely one of those people. I'll wear, like, the weirdest hats.
But
I have, like, a hat that says, like, the 36th anniversary of the Wildflower Club.
Yeah, that's
and it's very authentic. Like, it was definitely a club. It is not a joke. And I will wear that 100%.
Yeah, that sounds cute. I'm saying, are you going to walk up to a booth and buy a hat that's from Riker?
Oh, that? No.
That's what I'm talking about.
If it was like some like abandoned car dealership from like Circleville, Ohio, though, maybe I would consider that.
You know, a really good, the Mothman Festival's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good thing to angle in on. Like you could make, not you, but one could make Mothman merch. Because I don't know. I personally just don't. I feel like people are not talking about the Mothman enough.
Very underutilized.
And
I feel like people also don't talk about Jeepers Creepers enough, and that movie's a banger.
Oh, I've never seen that.
What? To be honest, it's kind of a bad movie, but for some reason it lives in my childhood, and I cherish it.
I've heard it's bad.
It's bad.
That's probably why I avoided watching it.
And they made a third one that's also bad. The second one's bad too, but you know, they're all great to me.
I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of stuff like, I wasn't allowed to watch Candyman.
That's pretty wild.
And I heard that didn't they come out with another one?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it was like okay, but I'm definitely gonna check it out at some point.
Well, because I remember specifically being in second grade when it came out, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, we're all going to see this," and I wasn't allowed to watch it, and I was like, oh, "When I grow up,
I'm gonna watch
that
the
every
fuck out of
day."
this.
But I heard it's like sad too. It's not just a scary movie. It's like very sad.
Mhm.
But obviously, I'm not really in my scary movie era anymore after Hereditary.
Dude, I'm like my childhood was like the opposite. Like my dad would like take me to the movie theater and see that stuff.
Was he not worried that you'd be
Like forever
too scared to
traumatized?
sleep?
Oh yeah, and it would happen all the time.
Oh, he's like, I want this.
Probably deep down.
I'm.
Like my favorite movie, my favorite movie in general is The Thing from like 1982.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh my god, it's so good. But I saw that movie like when I was like 5 or 6, and there's like a scene that forever lived in my nightmares for like 4 years after that.
What is it?
It's kind of like this alien that kind of possesses and replicates your body, so it's like hard to tell if you've been infected. And they
No.
kill him, but it continues to live. His head like detaches from his body, sprouts daddy long legs looking legs, and like scurries like across like the floor. And I like always see it.
Ew.
Dude, I wonder if I can find a picture of it actually.
What do you mean you always see it?
Well, I guess I always saw it, like in my nightmares when I was younger. This thing.
Oh. I've seen that. Wait, what movie is that from?
It's called The Thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that lived in my nightmares for a while.
Ugh.
Yeah, it tripped me out. I don't know, that one stuck with me. But now I'm like obsessed with movies that have like okay looking practical effects. I just like love it.
Yeah, that's the thing that's kind of missing from a lot of movies nowadays.
Yeah, like I want
that.
part of me wants it to like look fake. Don't know why, but the CGI thing is just like immediate. If I can whiff it immediately, I'm already disconnected from whatever this is. It just sucks.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Shit like this, the stuff that fed my nightmares when I was a child, I love watching it. Yeah, this is so good.
Awful.
Yeah, it's great though. The book's really good too. If you ever want to read that. All right. Well, hell yeah.
This was so fun.
We did it.